Hey everybody, it's John Taylor. I'm on my news desk and prop trading desk. Today's Wednesday, January 14th, 2026. Time flies. Got a lot of news, geopolitics, socioeconomics. Hey, do me a favor, like and share, and please subscribe to my channel. We got a lot of news to go over. Markets are rocking and rolling. Geopolitics, Iran, China, Russia, Ukraine, Venezuela, the oil market. Okay, so let's look at on the 14th here, right? So go real quick on the economic calendar. We had U.S. retail sales, all right, core CPI, PPI year over year. A lot of news, on the economic thing there, existing home sales, and then Fed speak. So stocks are rolling over a bit, and the tech stocks are kind of showing weakness, and then bank stocks. Now, if you stay with me to the end, I give you free alpha, and I, share with you my trading plan for the day to see where that goes. So let's look at the news that's being reported. Okay, on bar chart first. Stocks pressured by tech weakness and Iran tensions. What a scenario, obviously, playing out in Iran and the Middle East, and it's just extraordinary times that we're in. U.S. home sales stuck in 30-year low as mortgage rates and prices weigh on market. Yeah, here in Florida where I'm at, people are upside down. All the mom and pop landlords are losing like $40,000 a year because the HOA fees are going up and insurance and maintenance costs, and the people aren't paying the rent. So a lot of news in housing. So Robinhood, everything's good in the hood. We got earnings season. NVIDIA news, Dominion Energy, a lot of news there. So let's go over the major market overview. Okay, S&P minis off 53 points. NASDAQ minis off 300 points. Dow futures off 200 points. Now I had mentioned the VIX. All right, VIX is oversold. Again, I'm not a financial advisor, I have to say that. This is just informational purposes only. The VIX, I looked at an ETF, VIXY, so been oversold technically, possibly. The Dixie, 98 spot 780. The 10-year ticking up at 112-145. Crude oil up again, 61 spot 56, up 63 cents. Nat gas dips again. So I'm looking at nat gas as a potential trade, but it's not 100% oversold yet. But possibly. Gold is up $27 to $4,626, and silver bullion is up 91 spot 80. It's up to $91.82, up about $5.50. So we're getting a short squeeze on precious metals complex and silver and gold. So that's telling a story. So we got to look at that. Is it the de-dollarization event? Also, MicroStrategy, I had given my viewers, some mention about MSTR having been 100% oversold. So now, let's look at the stock market leaders that are active. NVIDIA, Tesla, MicroStrategy up 6% at 183. You heard it here first with MicroStrategy a few weeks ago. SanDisk, SNDK, is the chart of the day, is pumping. Western Digital, the storage device companies for the big tech. Advanced Micro Devices is active. Google's doing great. Intel pumping at 48, doing great. Microsoft, Amazon, Meta, and Micron Technologies. These stocks, this is the most active. So this is what we have on bar chart. Now stay with me to the end. All right, I'm going to go over my trading plan. I run in about 4 minutes, so stocks resume slide as bank earnings economic data rolls in. This is on Yahoo Finance. More big banks reports added to earnings season, and the melees is not good. Supreme Court, looking at SCOTUS. Google's Apple AI deal makes huge loss for OpenAI. So interesting news there. It's Bank of America, Wells Fargo, profits surge, but the stocks are sliding. They're starting to, a lot of there's some news about some potential bank runs here in the U.S., and the precious metals complex is telling a story. Again, U.S. producer price index moderately amid gas surge. So, a lot of news there with that. Let's see what's going on here technically. I got a little technical glitch with my computer. So I read the news headlines to myself, and then this is my daily routine. And the market's open now. It's about 11 o'clock here on the 14th. So oil jumps as Iran tensions flare. Rising risking nerve center of market. Google stock is on fire. So this, Google stock is doing great. I've owned shares in it for years. Retail sales post better than expected. So Buffett warns AI risk match nuclear WEAPONS. Genie is out of the bottle. So Trump doubled downs on Greenland claim ahead of meeting. So is the U.S. going to commandeer Greenland like it did Venezuela? So that's playing out in the oil market, and a lot of natural resources and minerals and rare earth minerals in Greenland. U.S. business inventories increase again in October. Things might be backing up in the econometric cycle. Fed, okay, we got, let's see, Dutch court hears arguments on Nexperia management. Pray for the people of Iran. Iran's been invaded many times, but not ever conquered. So the people are politically, everything from the Shah of Iran, now that they want their prince back, the Shah to take back over, then out with the Khomeini. So we shall see. Stocks that are active, top gainers today, Bitminer, stocks that I own, Bitminer, Immersion Technologies. The Bitcoin stocks are pumping. Bitcoin is pumping, breaking out above, 96, 97,000. So stay with me to the end, and like and share. Give my video a like, and let's get the word out. I want to welcome all of my new subscribers. So here I don't use technical analysis, but I do run, a couple of charts every once in a while, just kind of look at it. And Bitcoin is pumping this morning. My goodness, at 97,000. So unreal. So let's kind of go over my trading plan. Again, you have to read the risk disclosure below. It's just information only. So Bitcoin, right? So I bought the dippy dip over the last couple of weeks on Bitcoin. It's been incredible. I'm back profitable again. I don't trade on the margin, so I didn't blow up during that melees when Bitcoin dipped from 126,000 down to like 83 or 84,000. I was able to kind of sit tight with that. And so, just yesterday alone, here's my trading plan. I was able to purchase Bitcoin at 90,788, 90,849, and then 91,270, and it's now trading wallets at, as high this morning at 97,000. So it's been epic. The altcoin season has started. Ethereum's active. Took some nice profits out of ETH today. I don't sell my entire bag, but it's doing great. Solana, I own it. XRP's pumping up 5%. I own it. I owned, the privacy tokens, Litecoin, I owned it. Dogecoin is doing great. Pepe is up 11%. Bonk, so the, dog with hat. So this is the cryptos I own: Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, XRP, Litecoin, Dogecoin, Pepe. So that's what we have on the Bitcoin. You got Bitcoin, enjoy it. So now with that, let's look at my trading plan today. This is free alpha, and this is power hobby in the sense of myself is journaling. And so I go over my daily routine on my trading desk and read the news to myself, and then I formulate a trading plan, and then I share that with my viewers like you. So now let's look at those here. All right, S&P's rolling over. The stock indexes are showing weakness. The bank stocks are waffling on their earnings. There's been some news that some of the major money center banks have a short squeeze problem with the precious metals complex. So Bitcoin, again, dollar cost out DCA it today. My cost basis is I'm now profitable again. So that's awesome. Been able to trade my way out of that. And then SPY, I'll DCA it. The ETF, BKCH is up a half point today. Block, BLOK is up. ETHE, I took a nice profit out of it today. So that's my trading plan for today. But looking at, studying also the, looking at VIXY, VIXY. You heard about this first from myself. So the ProShares VIX short-term futures, again, not financial advice, but they're up about 5% today. So the volatility, there's been no volatility in the stock market because it's been going up only. So are we going to see the return of some volatility into the stock market? You never know. Iran, Russia, China, the Ukraine. So that's what we have on my trading plan. But then I kind of put this together too. I look at the news. Let's look at Wolf Street. I kind of look at Wolf Street. This is me just doing my research for myself. And then bad joke housing CPIs, absurd health insurance CPI. Today's CPI report, okay, household money market funds and large CDs hit records despite lowest yield. Justice Department, the Fed, looking at Powell with criminal indictment, the narrative is the end of Fed. It's a privately owned business and it's become antiquated, I guess, and not probably doing the right thing by people, but we shall see. So let's look at the news here. Again, running my chart. I bought Bitcoin. You can hear it running back there. But I bought Bitcoin on the dippy dip at around 91,000. It's trading at 97,000. So let's look at CNN here real quick. CNN is reporting, I look at the left, I'm apolitical. Some personnel told to leave Qatar base amid Iran tensions. Directive was issued by Trump, ways striking, Iran as the regime vows to punish protesters. It's not good. Danish and Greenland officials are at the White House for a meeting with Vance. So, ICE, double down on escalation tactics. So, the geopolitics news there with Greenland and Iran, and then Russia and China is what I'm following here. So that's what we have on the left. So now let's look at the right on Fox News. Man, this Bitcoin's pumping. It's unreal. Fox News reports Bitcoin looks like it wants to break out some more here too. So I run an artificial intelligence quantum computing trading algo that gives me the pivot points on when to purchase Bitcoin on the dip, and it's just extraordinary. SCOTUS, news on SCOTUS on the right. Washington Post journalist who key to Trump coverage, and U.S. freezes visa processing for 75 countries, including Russia and Iran. So lockdowns on immigration. Man, Venezuela and military personnel told to leave the Middle East. So things heating up, folks. Precious metals are pumping. My goodness. So here we go. Newsom, doing news, and the Clintons, So that's what we have there on the news on the right. Bitcoin's pumping now to above 97,000, and it looks like there's been a shift. So let's kind of look at. I go over commodity markets too. Let's look at commodity markets to see, okay, what commodities are most oversold. technically on their weighted alpha. Advanced micro devices active here real quick, and then MicroStrategy. So let's look at the futures, the performance leaders on bar chart. So the exciting times now. Okay, silver's up again. We got, let's look at the last 52 weeks, all right? So, it's dialing in here. Silver bullion now has a positive 185.54 weighted alpha. Silver, platinum, palladium, and dry whey, and gold, lithium, and high copper, and feeder cattle. So, been news recently that cattle, going to grocery store, the beef is really priced. It's because of weighted alpha. Coffee's up there too. Mexican peso and the Brazilian real and the South African rand. So the BRICS nations, a lot of news with the BRICS. South Africa owns one of the largest gold mines, if not the largest gold mine on the planet. So the greatest negative weighted alpha, again, not financial advice, not a CTA, but orange juice, butter, cash settled, cocoa, nat gas, rough rice, oats, cheese, cash settled, and Bitcoin micro. So, when I go to the grocery store and I purchase groceries, I look at, well, what commodity is the most oversold? Like I don't drink orange juice because it's too much sugar, but butter, cash settled, and cocoa and nat gas, is a commodity. Rough rice, okay, oats are cheap, and of course, so I'm a buyer of Bitcoin micro, having a negative 20.05 weighted alpha in Bitcoin. So that's the commodities that I want to own. So I'm selling. So I got these here. You see this product here. This thing's American Eagle here. I own thousands of these at diverse locations stored up. Special thanks to SD Bullion. They got a really good program. Not affiliation with them for nothing, but I'm able to purchase thousands of American Eagles and then store them up. And then I've been selling my products on e-commerce, and they're trading at a huge premium now with the precious metals. So I've shown my viewers this here too. I own these. I've minted thousands of these coins for myself that I'm selling on e-commerce. And then I'm taking those hyperinflated dollars and then looking at the bottom of the weighted alpha list, which is orange juice, nat gas, Bitcoin. So I'm purchasing Bitcoin the last couple of weeks. Been trading it from Momo swing trading, and then I don't sell my entire bag of the silver bullion, but I have indirectly cornered the precious metals complex and metals complex again. So now I'm a liquidity provider with silver, platinum, palladium, gold, copper, and etc. So that's my plan, to continue to sell some of my silver bullion into the pump. Silver bullion could go to $200 to $500 an ounce. Same thing with platinum and palladium we're pumping. So that's what we have on such. That's my trading plan. DCA, do me a favor, like and share. I'm running about 18 minutes. But subscribe to my channel. Let's get the word out. Bitcoin is pumping above 97,000. I'll DCA it today. Bitcoin, blockchain, Bitcoin's pumping on my algo that I run here. Blockchain, BKCH, I'll DCA it today. Block, BLOK, is doing great. I'll DCA it. The Ethereum ETF, I sold it today. Not the entire position, but took a nice position, swing trade out of ETHE. And then the stock market, the SPY ETF is rolling over. Banks aren't looking good. There's a lot of narrative about, potential bank runs here in the U.S. and that people are looking at the precious metals and saying, well, what exactly is going on with the de-dollarization event? So give me a like and share. Let's get the word out. And, this is what we have, folks. I mean, the exciting times, and Iran, Is Iran going to be invaded? The people want democracy and fairness for their people. And of course, Iran is there at the Persian Gulf. Bitcoin's breaking out. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Let's get on Bitcoin. All right, bid up on the breakout. Okay. So I'm on my trading desk here. We're buying some more Bitcoin on the breakout here above 97,000 live. And just looking at ETH. Let's look at the other Bitcoin's pumping. 97,354. Let's look at the cryptos that are pumping. Ethereum's pumping up 5%. Solana, Ripple, Litecoin is doing well. Zcash is pumping also too. Doge, the doggy coin. So they're top movers here. Let me look at these. In the last 24 hours. Whew. My goodness, man. Bitcoin is leading the charge. So, I got my algorithm that I run here that allows me to purchase Bitcoin. Livermore said it best. Whenever I had the patience to wait for the pivot points, I always made money in my operations. So with that, that's all I have for today, folks. 21 minutes here in. I don't edit my videos, they're unedited. I tip my hat to you. I got a new Bentley hat. So it's just extraordinary. Oh my goodness. So where's Bitcoin going to go? Is it going to go up, clear 100,000? I think it could break out, go above 125,000 this year easily. So that's what we have. I say this every day to myself as part of my journaling. I give thanks for my abundant supply now manifested. I have it now. So with that, everyone, John Taylor on his news desk, prop trading desk, silver's pumping, everything's working. VIXY is a stock market overbought. Is there an AI bubble with the artificial intelligence stocks? We shall see. Looking at the artificial intelligence shares, let's look at this. Man, these stocks are just the tech, the rise of big tech and the singularity. There it goes, ba-boom. Bitcoin's pumping. Yeah, looking at investing here. Look at the AI stocks. These companies are just, look at this. Companies like, let's see the shares. Apple Computer, Accenture, Adobe, C3 AI, Advanced Micro Devices, Amazon. Amazon's amazing. Arista Networks, Alibaba has been pumping. Big Bear, Baidu, Salesforce, Sprinkler, EPAM Systems, GuardForce, of course Alphabet A, IBM, Intel, all these companies in the AI space. Iron Mountain, Meta Platforms, Microsoft, Micron Technologies, NVIDIA. Man, this thing's calling a breakout here. So we got some more Bitcoin on the breakout. Let's see, Micron Technologies again, NVIDIA, Unipath, Palantir, Snowflake, SoundHound, Sprout Social, Shutterstock, Seagate Technologies, incredible, Tesla, Twilio, and Upstart Holdings. So of these AI stocks, which ones have the greatest downtrend? Adobe's trading at 11 times book. Team of Microsoft, Shutterstock, and these stocks have been tanking, but that's what we have. And then also the gold stocks, biotechnology and data centers companies, the Magnificent Seven. Oil stocks are pumping this morning with Venezuela news. So everything's just rocking and rolling on my trading desk. And you can check out the links below too. I'll put a link in there. You can read my I don't run commercials on my eBay channel, but you can read my ebooks for free. So I've recently penned an ebook on how to be your own central bank. So I'll put that in the link below and you can check it out. Tell me what you think and leave comments too. You know, survey questions. What's going to happen with Iran? What's the geopolitics process of Venezuela, and in the U.S. here with ICE and immigration and INS and then the ICE system and then immigration. Many countries in the U.S. are now starting to deport different immigration people. And there's a lot going on with fintech also and the metaverse stocks. So that's what we have, people. John Taylor on his news desk, prop trading desk. Thanks everyone. You see this? Got my new Bentley hat. Remember to only invest in yourself too. So all things are rock and rolling for me on my trading desk. And so thankful again. I give thanks for my abundant supply now manifested. I have it now. Thanks everyone. Have an awesome, great day.